Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Hello friends, welcome to the channel DevDBQA. In today's video, we will see parameterizing the test cases in TestNG, in which we will see two methods by which we can parameterize the test cases. The number one method is using testng.xml file, and the other method is using @data provider annotations. So if you are new to this channel, then please subscribe and press the bell icon to get regular updates. On this channel you can get videos related to manual testing, automation testing and programming languages as well. So let's start with our today's video. So this is our TestNG project. In this project we are having three classes: first class, second class and third class. And this is our TestNG XML file. In TestNG XML file we are having two tests. The first test in which we are having first class and second class, and the second test in which we are having third class. And in the third class we are having three test cases. In second class we are having three test cases, and in the first class we are having two test cases. So if you have not seen the previous videos of TestNG, then I will give the link in the description. You can go and watch that videos, and after that you can continue with this video. So in today's video we are going to see that how we can parameterize the test cases in TestNG. So first method is using the testng.xml file. So this is our testng.xml file in which we are having two tests, first test and second test. So to parameterize the test case, we have to define the parameter in the testng XML file, and after defining the parameter in the testng XML file, we can use the parameter in any of our test cases, right? So if we define the parameter at the suite level, then the parameter will be available to all of these tests. And if we define the parameter at the test level, then the parameter will only be available to the classes which are present in that test, right? So first of all, I will define the parameter at the suite level. So for defining the parameter, we have to write parameter name equals to, and in double quotes, let us name the parameter as test parameter, and then we have to give the value of the parameter, and let us give the value as test value, and then we have to close the parameter tag, right? So this is the syntax for writing the parameter, right? Now the name of the parameter is test parameter and the value is test value. So we have defined the parameter at the suite level, so it will be available to all the tests that are written inside this suite, first test and second test. So we can access this parameter in any of these classes and in any of these test cases, right? So let us go to our third class. To access the parameter that is defined in the testng XML file, what we have to do, let us suppose we have to access that parameter in our second test case. So before this second test case, we have to write @parameters, and in the round brackets, in curly braces and in double quotes, we have to give the name of the parameter. The name is test parameter. Here we will write the name of the parameter. Now we have to bring our cursor on this, and we have to import org.testng.annotations, right? So the parameter that is written in the testng.xml file will now be available at this second test case of the third class. To access this parameter inside the second test case, we have to pass this parameter inside this method, or we can say function or test case. For passing this parameter, what we have to do, here we have to write string, and we can give any name. Let us name it as param, and here let us print that parameter on the console. Now what it will do, the parameter that is written in the test.ng.xml file, first it will come at this annotation at that parameters, and after this annotation it will come to this string param, and after this it will print on the console the value of that parameter. Now let us save it and run it, and let us see what will be the output. So in the third class, after this statement, inside third class second test case, the value of that parameter should be printed. Let us run our test.ng XML file. Now the output will be there, and let us go to our console, and as you can see, after this inside third class second test case, the value of that parameter is printed. The value was test value, therefore it was printed here. So using this test.ng XML file, we can define the parameters, and after defining the parameters we can define the scope of that parameter, right? If we write this parameter inside this suite, then it will be available to the test cases or the tests that are written inside this suite. And if we define this parameter inside this test, then it will only be available inside the classes or the test cases that are written inside this test. So by using this method, we can define the scope of the parameters. We can provide multiple parameters. Let us take one more parameter and let us see how we can use multiple parameters. So let us give it name as test parameter 1 and give it as 2. Right, so we have defined two parameters. So let us go to our third class and the second test case. So let us name the parameter as test parameter 1, and if we have to import another parameter, then similarly we can give the name in the double quotes. Now the two parameters will be available for this second test case. So if there are two parameters, then we have to give two arguments here, param1, and in the output we will write param1. So now the value of the two parameters will be printed in the console. Let us execute it. So now as you can see, inside third class second test case, and the values are printed for both of the parameters that are written in the test.ng.xml file. So this is one method by which we can parameterize the test cases using the test.ng.xml file. The another method is we have to use @data provider annotations. For using the data provider annotation, what we have to do, we have to write annotation first @data provider, then we have to import the data provider annotation, and after that we have to specify a method. Let us name the method as public void provides data. So this method will be our data provider method. It will provide data which can be used in any of the test cases. So in data provider method, we have to use the collections for storing our data and returning the data. So we can use single dimensional array or multi-dimensional array. So first of all we have to create, let us see with the single dimensional array first. So ABC is the single dimensional array, new object, and let us give the length of the object as 2, right? So ABC is the single dimensional array of the length as 2. After specifying the single dimensional array, we have to initialize the values to that array. So let us write ABC at the 0th position, let us give value 1, and in the first position let us give value 2, and at last we have to return that single dimensional array and change the return type to single dimensional array. Right, so this is our data provider method. It will provide these two values to our test case. So how we can use this value in our test case? So let us assume that we have to use these values in our second test case of the second class. After the test, we have to write in round brackets data provider equals to, and here we have to give the name of that method in the double quotes, provides data. Right, so this provides data method will be providing the data to our second test case. So how we can use the data inside the second test case? Similarly, as we have done in the case of parameterizing through test.ng XML file, we have to provide arguments to the function. Right, so here also we have to give argument string val, right, and here we will print the val on the console. So this function provides data is returning a single dimensional array which is having two values, value 1 and value 2. So the number of values that are present in this return object, in this ABC single dimensional array, that number of times the test case will be executed. So every time it will take new value for its execution. So in the first execution it will take value 1 and in the second execution it will take value 2. So right, if we have more values, then in the further executions it will take the next value that is present in this object. So like this we can use data provider in our test.ng project. Now let us execute it and let us see what will be the output. So here as you can see, 4 tests are executed, right? First of all it has executed first test case, after that it has executed second test case with value 1, then again second test case with value 2 and at last the third test case. So total test run are 4 and the value is printed as you can see in the console, value 1 and value 2. So the number of values that are present in this return object, that number of times the test case will be executed with every value that is present in this object, return object. So we can specify multi-dimensional array as well and we can specify single dimensional array as well. But if we use any other return type other than single dimensional and multi-dimensional array, then it will throw an error. Let me show you what will be the error. Let us change the return type to int and let us comment it out. And here let us int abc equals to 1 2 3 and here we will return abc, right? And in the second test case similarly we have to change the return type as int. Now let us execute it and it will throw an error. So as I have said, there is an exception, and what it says second class dot provides data must return either object multidimensional or object single dimensional, right? So we have to use only these two objects as our return type for our data provider function, right? If we use any other return type such as int or string, then it will throw an error like this. So this is asked in many interviews that what will be our return type of the data provider function. So we have to tell the interviewer that we have to use single dimensional or multi-dimensional object for our return type, right? So this is the method by which we can parameterize the test cases in TestNG. So if you like the video, then please hit the like button, please subscribe and press the bell icon to get regular updates, and if you have any suggestions then please comment in the comment section. Thank you.